Picture this, a frozen wilderness stretching as far as the eye can see. Snow blankets everything in sight, ice glints under a pale winter sun, and the wind howls like a pack of coyotes across the tundra. You're gripping a steering wheel, heart-pounding, with nothing between you and the frozen chaos but a machine built before computers and fancy buttons existed. No traction control, no heated seats, just raw metal, roaring engines, and the kind of grit that would make any modern pickup look like a snowflake trying to outrun a blizzard. Ah, the golden age of off-road snow trucks. These weren't just pickups. They were beasts. Legends that carried farmers across frozen rivers, loggers up ice-covered hills, and adventurers through blizzards that could make a snowman reconsider life choices. They are proof that sometimes machines might beat microchips every single time. Modern trucks are comfortable, sure. They have tech that'll practically drive themselves while you sip a latte and check your stock portfolio. But when snow reaches ankle deep, when ice sheets cover a mountainside, and when you need to tow a stuck sled dog team out of a ravine, you start to wonder, can these newfangled rigs hold a candle to the monsters of yesteryear? Today, we're hitting the snow trail to find out. We're counting down 10 legendary pickups that conquered snow decades before Siri could tell you what traction control even meant. From American classics to Japanese workhorses, each has a story, a growl, and a personality that modern trucks can only dream of. Stay close because the top pick, let's just say it could probably drag your house out of a snowstorm without breaking a sweat. Number 1. Ford Bronco, 1960s. The wild horse of the North few machines in the history of wheeled freedom can match the roar of the original Ford Bronco. Launched in the 1960s, this wasn't just a vehicle. It was Ford's answer to the untamed 4x4 craze, sweeping across forests, mountains, and snow-packed plains. Under the hood, it packed inline-6 or 4.7-liter V8 engines producing 200 horsepower, ready to pull a sled uphill faster than a moose hopped up on espresso. The chassis? Reinforced steel, forged for ice, mud, and sheer stubbornness. The kind of toughness that makes modern pickups look like overcooked marshmallows. Driving a Bronco through a snowstorm is like wrestling a wild stallion with nothing but grit and a leather glove. No electronics, no traction control babysitters, just your hands, your instincts, and an engine growl that can echo off frozen mountain peaks for miles. Some models even came with track kits, effectively transforming these beasts into half-truck, half-snowcat hybrids. Imagine a cowboy strapping skis to his horse, and somehow, Ford made it work. Legend has it that an Alaskan farmer ran his Bronco for over 40 years without ever replacing the engine. That's more commitment than most marriages today, and it survived temperatures that would make a polar bear reconsider life choices. Park rangers, explorers, and adrenaline junkies relied on it to tackle blizzards that would leave modern trucks sliding helplessly backward like calves on ice. Every inch of snow it bites feels like a test of courage, and every roar of the V8 is a promise. I own this trail. Even today, the Bronco commands attention. Roll into a snow-covered trail with one of these classics, and modern pickups look like plastic toys with delusions of grandeur. Snow sprays, tires bite ice like spurred boots on a frozen creek, and that engine growl fills the silence with a sense of adventure only true mechanical freedom can deliver. If this truck were a cowboy, it'd never leave the saloon without a six-shooter and a snow shovel, ready to tame the wildest winter trails on Earth. The Ford Bronco isn't just a truck. It's a living legend, a lesson in perseverance, and a mechanical outlaw that taught snow, ice, and mountains alike who's boss. Number 2. Ford F-100. The farmhand with a V8 heart. Step back to the 1950s, partner, when the Ford F-100 rolled off the assembly line like a cowboy striding into town. Strong, sturdy, and unapologetically loud. This wasn't some delicate city cruiser. It was a beast built for work, yet somehow carried a touch of comfort. The kind that made farmers tip their hats and smile after a long day hauling timber or feeding livestock. Under its wide hood roared a V8 engine up to 5 liters, cranking out 250 horsepower, enough muscle to drag a sled of logs through knee-deep snow or tow a trailer full of sheep across a frozen river like it was a stroll through the backyard. This truck wasn't just transportation, it was a winter warrior. The F-100's independent front suspension and rear-wheel drive, with optional 4x4, turned icy backroads into playgrounds for anyone bold enough to handle it. Slippery hills, mere bumps in the trail, snow-packed paths, just another chance to show off legendary Ford grit. Round headlights glowed like campfires against a snowy horizon, while the spacious bed could haul everything from firewood to a runaway goat. or whatever winter mischief came along. In short, the F-100 was pure Americana, a mechanical uncle you could trust to pull you out of any icy jam without asking questions. Stories of its heroics are legendary. Families stranded in snowdrifts were rescued, supplies delivered to remote cabins cut off by blizzards, and inventive farmers retrofitted these trucks with chains, winches, or even makeshift snowplows. Modern pickups may boast heated seats, traction control, and touchscreens, but could they haul a trailer of livestock through a blizzard while grinning and growling like a V8-powered grizzly? Not a chance. Driving an F-100 in winter feels cinematic. Tires bite ice like a pair of spurred boots, engine roars echo across frozen valleys, and every mile is a reminder that real power comes from steel, skill, and stubborn determination. If this truck were a cowboy, it wouldn't just survive the snow. It'd chuckle at it, toss the reins over a frozen river, and remind everyone that true grit isn't bought at a showroom. It's forged on frozen trails, hauling loads and breaking ice, one fearless mile at a time. Number 3. International C1300, the tractor in a pickup's clothing. When you think unstoppable, think International C1300. Born in the 1960s from the mines at International Harvester, the same folks who tamed farms and plains with tractors, this truck wasn't built to whisper sweet nothings. No, it was here to growl, push, and plow its way through anything Mother Nature dared to throw at it. With 260 horsepower under the hood, reinforced suspension, and a frame thicker than a grizzly's hide, the C1300 practically laughs at knee-deep snow. And let's not forget the manual 4x4 gearbox. No computers, no sensors, no electronic babysitters. Just pure mechanical grit, the kind of toughness that makes modern trucks feel like toasters in a snowstorm. Northern farmers and loggers quickly realized the C1300 could do more than haul supplies. They bolted plow blades to the front, turning this beast into a full-blown snow-eating monster. Roads buried under a blizzard, cleared in minutes, trails swallowed by ice and drifted snow, restored as if by magic. The engine's growl wasn't just noise, it was a promise. I will move, I will push, and I won't quit until the path is mine. Hauling firewood, delivering goods, or rescuing stranded vehicles, the C1300 proved itself as reliable as any frontier scout, facing winters that would make lesser trucks surrender to the cold. Collectors today drool over abandoned C1300s like hunters spotting a legendary buck. Left to the mercy of time, frost, and neglect for decades, many can be revived with little more than a wrench, a bit of elbow grease, and a spark of determination. When it roars back to life, it's like discovering a frozen treasure chest that refuses to stay buried. Every bolt, every steel panel, every inch of its rugged body tells the story of a machine built not for style, but survival. An industrial workhorse with the heart of a pioneer and the attitude of a grizzled prospector who's seen every winter and lived to laugh at it. So if you ever spot a C1300 barreling through a snow-covered field, step aside. This isn't just a truck, it's a legend. A mechanical warrior with a plow on its nose, tires digging deep, and a growl that could wake the northern lights. When the storm rages, this old beast doesn't flinch, it conquers. Number 4. Ford Flairside 4x4. Style meets function. The Ford Flairside 4x4 has flair, literally. Those flared bed fenders aren't just for show, they're a badge of snow-busting intent. They make room for bigger tires, provide higher clearance, and give the truck a bold, rugged look that shouts, "I'll carry whatever you throw at me, and I'll do it with style." Slide behind the wheel, and you feel like a gunslinger riding into a blizzard, spurs jingling, ready to tame frozen trails that would make modern pickups whimper and retreat to the heated garage. Under the hood, the Flairside flexes over 200 horsepower from either an inline-6 or a V8 engine. Paired with heavy-duty suspension, it grips icy slopes like a mountain goat on a caffeine rush. This isn't a truck that negotiates with snow, it commands it. Loggers trust it to haul timber through drifts taller than a cowboy's hat. Farmers rely on it to deliver supplies to cabins buried in blizzards. Rescue crews strap on front-mounted winches, ready to yank stuck vehicles from drifts that could swallow a horse and rider whole. It's basically a Swiss Army knife for winter adventures. Versatile, dependable, and as fearless as any lone rider facing a frozen frontier. Driving a Flairside feels cinematic. Snow sprays in a white curtain, tires bite ice like a grizzly's claws, and the engine growls as if announcing, "This hill is mine." There are no electronic crutches, no traction control babysitters, just raw mechanical grit and a driver bold enough to handle it. Every frozen back road it conquers is a statement, a reminder that ruggedness can be beautiful. Modern pickups with their heated seats and digital dashboards can watch in envy while the flare side etches tracks across winter's white canvas. Though Ford first built these trucks in the 1950s and 60s, the flare side's legend lives on. It remains a symbol of unshakable capability and fearless design, proving that real power doesn't need electronics. It needs grit, horsepower, and a touch of flair. Whether climbing icy hills, hauling supplies, or rescuing stranded travelers, this truck doesn't just survive winter, it owns it. And if snowstorms had a nemesis, the flare side would ride in with a cowboy's grin, chains rattling, an engine growling, daring winter itself to throw down. Number 5. Ford Fi-1 4x4, the granddaddy of them all. Step onto a frozen trail, and you immediately sense the presence of a legend, the Ford F-1 4x4. Born just after World War II, this truck is the granddaddy of every F-Series pickup rolling today, the forebearer of all mechanical grit and snow-conquering bravado. With inline-6 or V8 engines producing 130 horsepower, it doesn't flash numbers like a city slicker. It proves itself on ice and snow, towing sleds, firewood, and livestock through drifts that would make modern pickups spin like tumbleweeds in a windstorm. No power steering, no electronic aids, no heated seats, just raw, unfiltered mechanical courage and a driver willing to wrestle it through winter's worst tantrums. Slide into the cab, and you're hooked. The growl of the engine echoes across frozen rivers. Tires sink into knee-deep snow like talons, and every turn of the wheel feels like taming a wild stallion in a blizzard. Farmers, loggers, and families relied on the F1 to haul supplies, firewood, and equipment, trusting that it would never flinch, never stall, never beg for mercy. Some inventive owners even added rear tracks, transforming it into a hybrid snow beast, laughing at northern winters while modern trucks struggled to warm their heated seats. Its 4x4 drivetrain and rugged suspension were revolutionary for the time, proving that a pickup could be both a dependable workhorse and a fearless off-road warrior. Picture a 1940s homestead, the F1 barreling through knee-deep snow, kids bundled in the cab, sleds rattling behind, and the driver tipping his hat at a frozen creek he just crossed like it was an afternoon stroll. Every inch it moves through snow feels like a lesson in perseverance and mechanical bravery. The F1 isn't just a truck, it's the blueprint of toughness. Every modern F-Series owes its rugged soul to this pioneer, a vehicle forged in ice, steel, and sheer necessity. It's a reminder that true legends don't need gadgets or gizmos. They need heart, horsepower, and the audacity to stare down a blizzard and say, "Bring it on." If snow were a wild stallion, the Ford F1 would be the cowboy laughing atop it, spurs jingling, engine growling, ready for another winter showdown. Number 6. Chevrolet K10 4x4, the Northern Beast. If snow had a king, the Chevrolet K10 4x4 would be sitting on a throne made of ice and frost. Rolling out in the 1960s, this boxy powerhouse brought V8 engines up to 5.7 liters, churning out over 250 horsepower, ready to chew through drifts taller than a cowboy's hat. Its independent front suspension and heavy-duty rear axles gave it a rare ability to combine comfort with brute strength, a skill most modern trucks still struggle to master on ice-coated trails. Slide into the cab, and you feel the pulse of pure mechanical vigor. This isn't a whisper, it's a growl, a deep rumble that echoes across frozen valleys like a bison on a charge. Farmers haul logs and livestock with it, hunters tow sleds stacked with game, and road crews rely on the K10 to rescue stranded travelers from snowbanks that would make lesser trucks weep. Throw a snowplow on the front or chain the tires, and suddenly you've got a one-truck army capable of clearing roads that modern pickups wouldn't even dare approach. Every mile in the K10 feels like a challenge issued to winter itself, and winter, more often than not, loses. Its boxy, commanding stance isn't just for show. It's a visual promise that this truck is built to survive, thrive, and dominate wherever frozen trails appear. Modern electronics might give today's pickups fancy warnings, traction control, or heated seats, but the K10 laughs at those comforts. Here, you don't tame it with buttons, you earn its respect with skill, courage, and a willingness to push it through snowdrifts that would make most drivers reconsider their life choices. Collectors know the truth. Restored K10s roar at vintage truck shows, turning heads and drawing double takes from every modern pickup nearby. This is durability incarnate, a mechanical warrior with more personality than a room full of cowboys and more endurance than a sled dog team. When it comes to snow, the Chevrolet K10 4x4 doesn't negotiate, it doesn't compromise, it conquers. In a world of gadgets, gizmos, and digital nannies, the K10 stands as a reminder. Raw power, clever engineering, and a fearless spirit will always rule the frozen north. Number 7. Toyota Land Cruiser FJ45, the Japanese juggernaut. Out across the Pacific, where snow blankets mountains like powdered sugar on a cowboy's pancake breakfast, the Toyota Land Cruiser FJ45 stakes its claim as a relentless snow warrior. Built in the 1960s, this Japanese juggernaut brings inline-6 engines up to 4 liters and around 150 horsepower to frozen trails, paired with a manual transmission and a mechanical locking 4x4 that scoffs at icy roads. If this truck were a cowboy, it'd ride into a blizzard with a thermos of sake and a snow shovel in its holster, tipping its hat to every drift daring enough to cross its path. Its leaf spring suspension lets it haul heavy loads over frozen rivers, snow-packed passes, and treacherous mountain trails without wobbling. The FJ45's tall stance, pronounced fenders, and rear-mounted spare give it a rugged, explorer-ready silhouette, declaring to the winter world, "I don't just survive, I thrive." Remote villages in Alaska, Japan, and even Australia have relied on it for life-saving supply runs, while explorers push it to the edge, testing endurance in conditions that would send lesser pickups begging for mercy. And here's the kicker. Some FJ45s still clock over 500,000 kilometers in brutal terrain on their original engines. That's longer than most modern pickups last before whining at the first hint of snow or complaining that their traction control isn't doing enough. The engine growls with steady confidence, a sound as comforting as a campfire in a whiteout, letting drivers know they're in capable hands. Or tires, if we're being literal. Whether climbing frozen slopes, towing sleds stacked with firewood, or plowing through drifts taller than a haystack, the FJ45 proves that simple, thoughtful engineering can outperform gadget-laden modern trucks. It's dependable, unpretentious, and downright heroic, an off-road samurai with a penchant for snow. Driving one feels cinematic. Tires bite ice like spurred boots in fresh snow. The engine hums a steady rhythm, and every mile feels like taming a frozen frontier. When you think about durability, think Toyota Land Cruiser FJ45, the pickup that turns winter into its playground and leaves modern trucks shaking in their heated seat boots, dreaming of snow lessons they'll never master. Number 8. Dodge Fargo FW100, the Canadian snow stalwart. Up north, where winters hit harder than a cowboy's fist in a saloon brawl, the Dodge Fargo FW100 reigns supreme. Dodge might not have stolen the spotlight like Ford or Chevy, but in the snowy reaches of Canada, the Fargo earns respect the old-fashioned way, through sheer grit, steel, and horsepower. With inline-6 or V8 engines pushing over 200 horsepower, reinforced 4x4 suspension, and a steel frame tougher than a moose's hide, this truck doesn't just move through snow. It commands it, making drifts taller than a 2-story cabin look like speed bumps. Farmers, loggers, and snowbound families swear by it. The Fargo hauls firewood, delivers food, and carries essential supplies across roads buried under feet of ice and snow. Some inventive owners bolt on improvised plow blades, transforming the Fargo into a makeshift snow-clearing titan. Half pickup, half snowplow, and all heart. Driving one is like wrestling a grizzly with a grin. Every rumble from the engine is a reminder that brute strength beats gadgets and gizmos any day. Mechanical simplicity is Fargo's charm. No heated seats, no electronic nanny systems, just a driver, a machine, and the will to conquer winter. Its 4x4 drivetrain grips icy trails like a cowboy's boots in fresh snow, making it nearly unstoppable. Stories abound of Fargos still running decades later, engines purring like contented wolves even after years of blizzard duty. If this truck were a frontiersman, it'd be the one still riding home with a sled of logs when everyone else is stuck sipping cocoa by the fire, teeth chattering and spirits dampened. In a world obsessed with tech and touchscreen dashboards, Fargo reminds us that rugged reliability is timeless. It's a legend of the North, a machine built for punishment, and a winter warrior that still leaves modern pickups humbled in its icy wake. The Dodge Fargo FW100 isn't just a truck, it's a badge of survival, a testament to engineering forged for the frozen frontier, and a reminder that some classics don't just age, they roar. Number 9. Dodge Power Wagon 100, the tank on wheels. If there's a truck that could scare a snowstorm straight back to the Rockies, it's the Dodge Power Wagon W100. Born in the 1950s, this beast isn't just a pickup. It's a tank on wheels, built like a fort, and ready for a showdown with any blizzard foolish enough to cross its path. With 5.2-liter inline-6 or V8 engines producing over 250 horsepower, leaf spring suspension, and a 4x4 drivetrain tougher than a grizzly's paw, the W100 laughs at frozen rivers, snowdrifts, and icy mountain passes like they're nothing more than speed bumps. Farmers, loggers, and rescue crews all know the legend. This truck doesn't just carry logs or trailers, it hauls survival itself, plowing through snowstorms while modern trucks spin helplessly like confused tumbleweeds. Some W100s were even equipped with specialized tires and chains, turning them into unstoppable winter warriors capable of conquering whiteout conditions that would have lesser trucks tapping out. Picture a mechanical cowboy, chains rattling, engine growling, barreling through a blizzard with the confidence of a gunslinger riding into high noon, and you start to grasp the spirit of this machine. Stories of W100 heroics are the stuff of northern folklore. Stranded vehicles rescued from waist-deep snow, supply runs across treacherous frozen terrain, and expeditions that would make snowcats think twice. The W100 handled it all without breaking a sweat. It isn't just a truck. It's Dodge's iron-willed promise that winter doesn't stand a chance. Modern pickups with fancy electronics, traction control, and heated everything? They might offer comfort, but the W100 has heart, guts, and a track record carved in ice and steel. Driving one feels cinematic. Snow sprays like gunpowder. The V8 rumbles like a herd of bison, and the tires grip icy trails as if the earth itself has dared the challenge. The W100 isn't just a snow truck. It's a winter gladiator, a pioneer, and a legend. Put it in a blizzard and it makes you feel like a frontiersman taming the wild north. Modern trucks? They can watch, take notes, and maybe, just maybe, hope to catch up someday. Number 10. Dodge Power Wagon 1945 Original. The ultimate snow beast. Step aside, mere mortals. This is the 1945 Dodge Power Wagon, the real granddaddy of all snow taming machines. Born from World War II military trucks, it isn't just built tough, it's practically indestructible, forged to survive blizzards, bomb craters, and frozen hellscapes that would make modern pickups cry in their heated cabins. With inline-6 engines up to 3.8 liters, a reinforced chassis, and the legendary 4x4 drivetrain, this truck doesn't just drive through snow, it commands it. Steep climbs? It laughs in your face. Frozen rivers? It scoffs. Blocked mountain passes? Mere speed bumps for this mechanical behemoth. Some military snow variants even came fitted with tracks for -30°C tundras, effectively turning the wagon into a half-truck, half-snowcat juggernaut. Farmers, explorers, and rescue crews have relied on this iron horse for decades, hauling firewood, delivering supplies, and pulling stranded vehicles from waist-deep drifts like it's just another Tuesday. Picture a mechanical cowboy with a 10-gallon hat, leading a convoy through the frozen north, spitting snow like confetti. And you start to imagine the sheer spirit and grit embedded in this machine. Driving the original Power Wagon is pure cinematic magic. Its tires bite ice like wild stallions. The engine growls like thunder rolling over the Rockies, and the reinforced frame absorbs punishment that would cripple any modern truck. There are no electronic crutches, no traction control, no fancy computer aids, just raw mechanical will and the skill of whoever dares take the wheel. Every inch of snow it crushes feels like a tribute to human ingenuity, a symphony of pistons, steel, and fearless engineering. This isn't just a pickup, it's a living legend, a testament to toughness forged in war and perfected in winter. Modern trucks may have heated seats, GPS, and touchscreen gizmos, but the 1945 Power Wagon has heart, history, and a soul carved from steel and snow. Put it on a frozen trail and you'll swear it has a mind of its own, daring blizzards to challenge it. And every single time they lose. It's not just driving, it's waging winter warfare with style, grit, and a thunderous roar. And there you have it, folks. 10 snow-beating legends that prove some machines are too rugged, too fearless, too downright stubborn to be bested by modern pickups. Broncos, Fords, Chevys, Toyotas, Dodges, all carved paths in snow and ice that technology could never fully replicate. Which would you hitch your sled to? Would you trust the Power Wagon to rescue your ranch from a blizzard? Or would you let the FJ45 tackle the frozen wilderness solo? Drop your answers in the comments. If this deep dive into snow monsters got your pulse racing, give us a like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications. Every week, we bring more epic tales of machines that conquered the harshest conditions on Earth. Remember, before traction control and heated seats, there were these old-school beasts. Simple, powerful, fearless. They didn't just survive, they dominated. And in their legacy, every modern pickup finds its roots. Until next time, keep your engines warm and your tires gripping ice.